Hello, everyone. My name is Yongkang. Today, I'm going to walk you through how to build a OpenShift container platform, plus OpenShift Container Storage, plus deploy MongoDB database, plus install Kasten K10, the backup software. So all of these can be done in about 45 minutes. You just need to run one command. Okay, let's get started. So first of all, I will log into my GitHub page. If it wasn't open yet, you just type g.yongkang.cloud. So G for GitHub. So it will open up the GitHub page. And from here, you can find that there is a topic called OCP IBM K10. Click on this link. So if I click read me, you will see here the instructions on how to build the OCP automatically with OCS plus Kasten K10 plus MongoDB. So here is a prerequisite tasks. So first of all, you log into IBM Cloud and then open up IBM Cloud Shell. If you haven't signed in, click sign in. And once logged in, on the top right-hand side, there is an icon called IBM Cloud Shell. So click the IBM Cloud Shell here, and it will open up a new tab. And once logged in, if I come back to my GitHub page, so let me come back to the last step. If I come back to the GitHub page, you will see once you logged in, you just copy here, clone the GitHub repository. All of the source code are here. So it's still starting the Cloud Shell session. So while starting the IBM Cloud Shell session, I want to highlight every cloud is different. IBM Cloud Shell actually, so as long as there is no activity for 1 hour, your session will be closed. All of your files from the Cloud Shell also will be disappeared. So I will show you. So I copy the GitHub clone command. Now I paste here. So I will git clone. I will clone the repository to my local directory. Then all you need to do is you just copy the command here. I will change the directory to OCP-IBM-K10 and run the IBM prep scripts. So while we're running here, just to highlight, as I said earlier, IBM Cloud Shell, there is actually a usage quota. So if I click here, you can say you can use Cloud Shell for up to 50 hours in a week. If you overused, or if you are using more than 500 megabytes, the disk, so your session actually will be closed. And all of your files in your workspace will be removed. So just be aware of that. So I will show you how. So what if I build the cluster and I used it for some time, but my session was already removed. So all of your temp files also removed. So if that happens, all we need to do is you just continue run all of these steps here. So run the prerequisite tasks. So basically you clone the repository, you run the prep tasks, and then we will rebuild everything. So that's the differences from IBM Cloud Shell. So why we are talking here, so all of the prep tasks has been done successfully. Now all we need to do is just go to the next step. The next step is how to build the labs. You just run deploy command. So I will talk about the details shortly. Let me run the command now. So I will copy paste the command and start the job now. So right now, it is building the cluster. So let me zoom a little bit. So it is creating the cluster. For the whole steps, it does take about 40 minutes. So please be patient. So while we're building the cluster, let me come back to the slide deck. So now let's get started. So first of all, why OpenShift cluster? So I tell you what, the first evidence is from the Australia job market. So you can see, if I do a search from the popular Australia job market job site, seeker.com.au, so there are totally 1,155 jobs open for Kubernetes. But among all of these, there are 313 jobs open for OpenShift. And I did the search for Rancher as well, only 18 jobs found. And in the meantime, for Tanzu, only 4 jobs found. So now you know why OpenShift is so popular. So another way to show you why customer moving to OpenShift. So here is my recent survey I did from LinkedIn. So you can also find it from my LinkedIn page. So the question is, what's your favorite Kubernetes distribution? If I excluding Google Kubernetes Engine, Azure Kubernetes Service, Amazon EKS. So 50% of the voters choose OpenShift Container Platform, and about 29% choose Rancher Kubernetes Engine. So only like 12% choose Tanzu Kubernetes Grid. So it looks like OpenShift is more mature, more customers adopting OpenShift. And another thing is third-party analysts also promote position Red Hat OpenShift as a leader. So here is a Forest Wave from last year, Q3. And as research is about multi-cloud container development platforms. So you can click the link to find the details. But for now, I'm just showing you, as you can see from the picture on the right-hand side. So Red Hat, IBM are clearly the leader for the multi-cloud container development platform. So the closer to the top right-hand corner, the better. So you can see IBM, Red Hat, that's the clear leader. So both Google and Rancher are still pretty behind the Red Hat, I would say. And the size of the circle means the market presence. So as you can see from the bottom of the screen. Okay, now I get back to my topic. So how to create a OpenShift container platform plus OpenShift container storage plus MongoDB plus Kasten K10. So I just kicked off from the deployment scripts moments ago. I believe it is still running because the whole job does take like 40 minutes. Let's wait. So in the meantime, just to highlight how to use the automation, just run one command to build the whole ready to use demo labs with everything you need. So how to build the ready to use labs? As I just showed you earlier, you just run the deploy.sh command, and then you can go take a break, have some coffee, or do whatever you want, and come back in 45 minutes, it should be ready. And after you've done your testing, if you complete all of your testing, and you can actually destroy the whole labs. So by running another command called destroy.sh, so it will be completing about 10 minutes. Okay, if you are big fans of Google Cloud Kubernetes engine. So here is a link. You can go to gke-k10.yongkang.cloud. So I got a similar automation scripts for GKE plus PostgreSQL plus K10. And for AKS, I got another one for Azure Kubernetes Service. So basically one command to deploy AKS plus MySQL plus Kasten K10 in also minutes. So here is a link, aks-k10.yongkang.cloud. So if you are Amazon customer, most likely you're using Elastic Kubernetes Service, EKS. For EKS, with this automation, one command, we will deploy EKS cluster, we will deploy Cassandra database, we will deploy K10 software as well. So go to this link, eks-k10.yongkang.cloud. So I already showed you earlier the prerequisites. You need an IBM Cloud account because the whole demonstration is built on IBM Cloud. Of course, you need to have the necessary permissions. So you need to log into IBM Web Console and then click IBM Cloud Shell. First of all, you need to clone the repository from my GitHub page. And secondly, you run the preparation tasks. You basically change to the directory OCP-IBM-K10 and then run IBM prep.sh. And optionally, you can customize your cluster name, your VM, flavor or instance type. You can customize region, zone, or bucket name. So for now, the scripts, the automation has been tested in Sydney region, okay? So the rest of the region might work, but I haven't tested yet. If you want to customize, it's optional. If you want to customize the name or all of these settings, you can use your familiar editing tool to edit the file set in environment.sh, VI, VIM, nano, whatever you prefer. So how to run the build? How to build the labs? You just run /deploy.sh. What we are going to build here is we will create an OpenShift cluster, and we will also deploy the add-on OpenShift Container Storage. In IBM terms, that's IBM Data Storage Foundation. And we will install Kasten K10 software. We will deploy a MongoDB database, and we will create an IBM Cloud object storage location profile for the long-term retention, for the more reliable location. So you don't want to put everything in the same bucket. So after we complete the backup or snapshot of your containerized application, we allow you to copy the snapshot from a container storage to the object storage. In this case, we're using IBM course, and we will create a backup policy for MongoDB. And we will also take on-demand initial backup jobs. And part of the on-demand backup job, we will do a snapshot of your application components. In this case, the MongoDB related components. And we will take a snapshot of your Kubernetes configurations, including everything you need to support your containerized application. So all of the Kubernetes configurations, your configure maps, your secrets, your service account, your stateful sets, your storage class, everything inside of that particular namespace, we will capture them. We also take a snapshot of the MongoDB persistent volume claims. And the second subtask, actually, it's part of the same one backup job. We will export the snapshot to IBM Cloud Object Storage. That basically all part of the same one magic command. So after about 45 minutes, you got everything ready. So including all of the tasks here. So while we are talking, just to check if the job is still running okay. So I think the deployment scripts is still going well. So as you can see right now, we are still deploying OpenShift cluster. And yeah, while we are building the cluster, just to highlight a couple of things. After some time, you might do some testing. After completing your testing, you don't want to all of the resources still left there charged by IBM Cloud. So you can run another command. It's called destroy.sh. So once you've done your testing, you complete all of your tasks, you can run this command to destroy the whole labs. So first of all, we will remove your OpenShift container platform cluster. And we will remove all the relevant VPC, your subnets, and your gateway. And we will remove all of your relevant disks. And we will remove all the relevant snapshots. That's all part of the destroy command. We are cleaning up the environment. So the task does take some time. So while we are waiting, I might just walk you through some additional bonus topics. Okay, yeah, I forgot to mention, part of the destroy command, we will also remove the storage account and also the storage bucket. So protect the containers will be a lot easier with Kasten K10. If I have a Red Hat OpenShift container platform cluster up running, guess how long do you think we need to protect the containerized workloads running on OpenShift container platform? Take a second to think about it. You probably will be surprised. We only need about 200 seconds. You read it correct. It's not 200 minutes, it's 200 seconds. So we will deploy Kasten K10 to your running Kubernetes cluster, in this case, OpenShift container platform. We will also deploy a sample database, but I will show you once the cluster is built. So let me pause here and wait for the cluster up running. Yeah, I guess by now the cluster should be ready. Let me actually log into IBM Cloud Console. Let's verify the cluster, OpenShift cluster. So if I go to the navigation bar and choose OpenShift cluster, you can see I got the cluster name with YHE at OCP for Yongkang-IBM. It's running 4.8.11 and it's running in Sydney, and there is 4 work nodes. And if you want to log into OpenShift Web Console, you can click OpenShift Web Console. But for the purpose of this recording, and also to verify the OpenShift Data Foundation also has been successfully installed. So that's the stuff we need for the OpenShift container storage. So both of these are successfully. So we got the cluster, all 4 nodes are normal, are running. And yeah, I guess, let me come back to the Cloud Shell to say how it goes. Yeah, by the way, if you want, you can click OpenShift Web Console. So we're going to launch the OpenShift Web Console. So while we're waiting, so let me come back to the IBM Cloud Shell. Yeah, actually. So by end of the time, you can see you're expecting total time we're spending to build the OpenShift OCP, OpenShift Container Platform, plus the OpenShift Container Storage, plus K10, plus code. Actually, I forgot to update. Actually, I was building MongoDB, okay, and plus create a policy, plus run initial on-demand backup jobs. All of these are done 46 minutes. And for the Kasten side, including K10 PostgreSQL database plus policy plus on-demand backup jobs, it takes about just under 5 minutes. So by end of the deployment, you're expecting to see here is your token code. Double click, copy the token code. Before you click the link, actually, I need to copy the link to open new tab. Actually, I already got the tab here. I just press. And you will be asked to paste your token code. Here is to come back to the Cloud Shell. And this is your token code. And paste the token code here, press the sign in. Now we are logged into Kasten K10 web console. First time, put your company name, your email address, and click accept. So you can see now you got not only you got the OCP cluster running, you also got OCS, OpenShift Container Storage. You also have the Kasten K10 installed. And you got the testing database. MongoDB already had successful backups. And of course, you got the backup policy here. Otherwise, you want to be able to complete the initial backups. And if I go to the settings, you can see I got an IBM Cloud object storage configured here. It's running in Sydney region. So this is my bucket name. I think that's all I need for now. Let me come back to actually just to showing you the OpenShift Container Platform web console here. So you can see all of the settings. If you want to choose to, you can install applications, add-ons via the Operator Hub. So let me come back to my slide deck to walk you through additional stuff. So as I said earlier, you only need about 200 seconds if you just deploy Kasten K10, if you have a up running OpenShift Container Platform cluster. So let me show you now. I got a cluster running, but I already have Kasten K10 installed. So now I'm going to demonstrate to you how quick we can deploy Kasten K10 to your environment. So if you have a running cluster, but my cluster right now actually already have Kasten K10 installed. So first of all, I'm going to remove the Kasten K10 and also remove MongoDB from our OpenShift Container Platform cluster. So let me come back to the command line. That's IBM Cloud Shell. I will run K10-destroy command. So I will run K10 destroy. So we are going to delete the MongoDB. I'm sorry for that. I forgot to update the PostgreSQL to MongoDB. Actually, we're going to remove MongoDB. So let me come back to the screen here. So with this command, K10-destroy.sh command, we're going to remove Kasten K10 and also remove MongoDB from our OpenShift Container Platform. So we will remove MongoDB and we will remove Kasten K10. So before we are going to run the redeploy. So that's where you can see when I have a running OCP cluster, how quickly we can deploy K10, deploy MongoDB. So let me come back to the command line. Let's see how it goes. I'm actually forgot to update the script from PostgreSQL to MongoDB. So right now we are removing the Kasten K10, but we haven't removed the MongoDB yet. So let me uninstall MongoDB -n MongoDB. So I will remove the uninstall MongoDB as well. actually helm uninstall MongoDB -MongoDB. So for some reason, IBM Cloud Shell comes with a Helm, but it's version 2. So that's why I actually, part of my IBM prepper command, I actually installed a Helm version 3. So I already removed MongoDB, and now I'm going to also delete the namespace, MongoDB namespace as well. So that will become a clean environment. So you got a fully running OCP cluster, but you don't have a MongoDB installed. You don't have Kasten K10 installed. So let me actually, I can open another session to verify. So while we are removing the namespace. By the way, you can maximum open 5 sessions. So after logging, so you can run OC get namespace. You can see where is your namespace. I want to just do a grep MongoDB. Yeah, it's gone. And Kasten-IO also gone. Yep. So come back to the session 1. Yes, the namespace has been deleted. So now I'm going to, from the beginning, I got a running cluster, but I don't have a Kasten K10. I don't have the MongoDB installed. I just run K10-deploy. First of all, let me confirm if we're doing MongoDB or PostgreSQL. Let me K10 deploy. Yes, we're doing MongoDB. Yeah, but the destroy command, I forgot to update from a PostgreSQL to MongoDB. So let me run the command K10 deploy. So that will be install Kasten K10 and install MongoDB database. And we will create a IBM object storage location. And we will configure backup policy. And plus, we will run on-demand backup jobs. So let me come back to the screen to say, so now we're running /K10-deploy.sh to deploy Kasten K10 plus MongoDB. So typically around 200 seconds. So let's see how it goes this time. So as I said earlier, we will install Kasten K10. We will deploy MongoDB database. We will create an IBM Cloud object storage location profile. We will create a backup policy for MongoDB. We will also run an on-demand backup job. So which essentially we does 2 tasks. So snapshot of your application components, your configurations, your MongoDB persistent volume snapshot. And plus the second subtask is to export the snapshot to IBM Cloud Object Storage. So all of these are actually pretty similar to the deploy.sh, except that we're not going to deploy OpenShift Container Platform cluster. Okay, so while we are talking, let me come back to the command line. So we are still waiting for the web console, Kasten K10 web console IP address. Hopefully, very soon we're going to see the IP address. In the meantime, let me probably just walk through the rest of the slide deck. So I put together a couple of reference links. It's hopefully it is useful. The first one is all of the scripts. I make it publicly available from GitHub, which is everybody can access. It's open sourced. So the OCP-IBM-K10 automation source code can be accessed from GitHub. This is a link. And if you're new to Red Hat OpenShift or IBM Cloud, here is a getting started guide. Here is another link. So yeah, if you're looking to learn more about OpenShift Container Platform Backup and Restore, there is a blog from Kasten. And if you're wondering how to build an OpenShift container platform cluster from a web console, so I recorded a YouTube earlier. So you just go to the link, create ocp.yongkang.cloud. A little bit learning and documentation pages. So if I'm trying to learn more about Kubernetes, you can go to this link, learning.kasten.io. So there are quite a little bit of learning materials here. It's not only teach you how to build a Kubernetes cluster, there are some basic concepts of Kubernetes and also teach you how to run a containerized application, how to protect your containerized application. And for detailed documentation, you can go to docs.kasten.io. So let me come back to the Cloud show. You can see the job took 2 minutes, 35 seconds. So that is together 2 minutes, 155 seconds. So just under 200 seconds, we created the whole demo environment. So that's assuming you already have an OpenShift container cluster running. So we only need less than 3 minutes to deploy Kasten K10 and plus MongoDB actually here. It's MongoDB, not PostgreSQL. And create a backup policy, create a object storage location profile, and plus run on-demand, initial on-demand backup jobs. So now I can log into the console. But before I log into the console, do a copy of the token code. So if I come back here to the link, so you can log in, but now you're asking for your new token code. So click sign in. So you can see the same thing, company name, email address, click accept. So you can see now I got Kasten K10 installed. I got the initial backup jobs also completed successfully. So the backup job actually 2 tasks, as I mentioned earlier. So one subtask is to do the snapshot of your application components. And the other subtask is to do the Kubernetes configuration and also the persistent volume claims snapshot. And the second task is to export the object storage. And same thing. So you got a policy configured already. And you got the object storage location configured. Yeah, that's pretty much all I want to cover for today. If you are wondering how to configure the backup policy, how to run the restore jobs, that is actually my next task. So that comes to what's coming next. So I'm planning to recording another session to just focusing on how to back up and restore the containers running on OpenShift container platform. And also in the coming session, I want to have a separate session to cover how to migrate the containers to OpenShift container platform. So it could be from one OpenShift cluster to another OpenShift cluster, could be from one on-premise other Kubernetes distribution to OpenShift cluster, or maybe from other cloud to OpenShift cluster. Okay, I guess that's pretty much all I want to cover for today. And I really appreciate your time and thanks for watching. I hope it is useful to you. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye.